So your third and final underachiever is?
Well, it's the New York Knicks. I mean, you know, they spent months dreaming of Durant and Irving, and you end up with a list of not even probably second-tier guys, maybe third-tier guys with the exception of Julius Randle. Now, the positive here is they didn't give those guys long-term contracts. All of them have, you know, very small guarantees for the 2020-21 season, so they can get out of those contracts. And, you know, we'll see about RJ Barrett, improved over the course of the summer league, but still, you know, they're not, you know, taking a huge step forward next season, and they've got a bit of a crowd now that they've added Marcus Morris to the mix. Are they going to be able to find enough playing time to keep all these guys happy?
Too many, not great guys.
I didn't like. I didn't like the positions of the players they added. I think it potentially could block Mitchell Robinson as one of their really good young players. But I'm okay with their pivot, because if you can't get the players you want, don't overpay second-tier players. I think we're just talking about the team that got an F, maybe overpaying a second-tier player with Terry Rozier. All of these guys now become assets on December 15th, and some of these guys do have value, and I'm excited about Barrett. I think Barrett can be a player who they can build around right off the start. So I think D is a little harsh, although you're giving them the D in a large part, I feel like, because their expectations
and the context
were so high.
The context of the expectations is what makes it disappointing. Although, like Brian, I don't like the idea that they bought a lot of the same guy over and over again in terms of positionally. I think if you're going to do what they did, you could have spread it out a little bit more evenly around the roster. But overall, once you realize Durant's not coming, all these stars aren't coming, I'm all right with 2021, because they have a plan. You can see the workings of a plan there. And so, you know, Dallas went this with Mark Cuban when they won the championship and they realized we can either lock into these guys who aren't good enough to be locked in for the long term, or we can stay flexible. They made the right move in staying flexible, but it didn't work out, and sometimes that's just the NBA.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, the fact that they didn't get KD and Kyrie, it just puts more of a spotlight on the Porzingis trade, and it then creates that to be just more of a question, and we don't know, right? There's so much we don't know. We don't know the extent of his off-court issues. We don't know about his injuries and how those are going to come to play or how he's going to come back. But if you had gotten KD and Kyrie, it kind of wouldn't matter what happened with Porzingis, right? It would just be like, yes, that was a win. Now we kind of got to wait and see, and we'll judge that trade a little bit more harshly or not, depending, because they did not get the guys they got this summer. Do you have anyone else as an underachiever?
You know, I think those were the main teams that.
So it was
I got one.
It's you who had a bone to pick?
Yes. Where's my cat? Houston, you get a D from me, because this is not going to work. And if it was just a one-to-one flip-flop of Chris Paul for Russell Westbrook, like, all right, we're trying something new. James wants it. Let's give it a try. But they gave up 2 picks and 2 swaps. That's crazy. That is a crazy price for something that I'm going to say on national TV. It ain't going to work.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.